Hey friends, this is Josh Hayward and welcome to another edition of the Find Your Craft Show. Hope that you all are having a great day today. I've got a very special beer for you guys this evening. I've actually had it on hand for quite some time. My buddy Brent from Wisconsin actually sent this one down to me. This is the Cassian Sunset. Yeah, I had to make sure. Cassian Sunset, Brewers Reserve, Bourbon Barrel Age Series from Central Waters Brewing Company out of Amherst, Wisconsin. So some great Midwest brews here. Again, special thanks to my buddy Brent who sent this one over to me. Always can count on him to send me some great brews from the Midwest. But like I said, I've had this one on hand for a little while. Just hadn't gotten around to drinking it. I really should have drank it during the winter season, kind of when you enjoy stouts such as this. But it is a bourbon barrel age series, and figured a little more age on it would not hurt it in any way. But a little bit of stats on this: stout aged in bourbon barrels with coffee, vanilla beans, and cinnamon added. So this is sure to be a flavorful brew here. I think I've had one or two other beers from this brewery from Central Waters, and they were pretty good, pretty tasty. So really looking forward to this barrel aged series. Oh wow, already beautiful color. All right. I always enjoy a good stout. And just with that pour, oh my gosh, I'm already smelling sweet notes of vanilla and maybe even some of the cinnamon spice that they mentioned. Not a ton of head on this beer. I gotta get her going here. Yeah, there we go. A little bit of off-white head. Back to the color. Well, I should say first, let's take a look at the color. Black as night, guys. Really just completely opaque. You can't see through this at all. Towards just the side of the glass and then a little bit towards the bottom, I'm getting a deep amber. And if I move the liquid around in the glass there, I'm getting some of that as there's less concentration of the beer. Dark amber there. But yeah, pretty much black as you would expect from a stout. Very dark. Looks to be a heavier type beer. As I'm looking down into it with the light shining, I'm getting that beautiful dark amber again as well. Giving it a swirl as I did a few moments ago, and we've got a tan head on that, as to be expected with a stout type beer here. But yeah, looks to be very pretty. Let me see what we've got on the nose. Oh wow. That's excellent. It smells absolutely incredible. The big thing that I'm getting on the nose is the vanilla. Definitely, it really sits out more so than a lot of other things that you may smell in beer. Vanilla always seems to come to the forefront for me, at least on my senses and my palate and whatnot. But yeah, the vanilla, very strong there. I'm getting some slight boozy notes, possibly from the bourbon barrel aging process, and faint traces of cinnamon or some other kind of spice. It almost smells like a snickerdoodle cookie in a way, if that makes sense. Because you've got the vanilla there, you've got the cinnamon, and a nice sweetness too. So yeah, I can't wait to try this one. Let's see what we've got. Cheers to Central Waters and to my buddy Brent. Thanks again, man. Took a little bit too big of a first sip there. Let's try this again. That's good. The first thing I noticed about this beer, and I'll just roll with it. I wish I would have warmed it a little bit more. There's no doubt about it that this beer already tastes great, but the flavors would be so much more rich, so much more balanced and well-rounded if this beer was a little warmer. It's been in the fridge. Probably in the 40s or something like that. This one's probably best enjoyed more towards the 50s. Those flavors are able to present themselves in a. It's easier to discern the different flavors, and the beer tends to be more well-rounded, and those flavors tend to balance a little bit more when the beer is warmer, at least as far as a darker beer like this goes. But a very flavorful beer. The first thing that I noticed right off the bat is the bourbon. Nice boozy characteristic there. You've heard that term before from them aging this in a bourbon barrel. It's pulling out some of that that bourbon, that nice alcohol. It's a nice sharp flavor at the forefront of the palate, and then lasts throughout. The other thing I'm noticing is a nice vanilla, nice sweetness, which is just excellent. As far as the grains go on this, standard dark beer, so you're getting like heavy toasted bread, almost burnt bread from some of the chocolate malt, black malt, special malt that's used. Maybe a little bit of a sweetness in the form of maybe a like caramel in a way, but most of it that burnt bread, very heavily baked bread from that heavily kilned malt, and it goes so well. It's just a very tasty stout. It's a good backbone for this beer. That typically, those darker malts usually add a notable bitterness to the beer, at least on my palate. But I will say the pairing of the vanilla with this kind of rounds that out, which is nice. You got the vanilla balancing that bitter, dark bitter malt. But yeah, it's talked about the dark malt. The bourbon is there for sure throughout the taste, and then post taste, as I'm talking to you guys, I'm even still tasting that as I breathe out of my mouth. A nice spice there too. I know they kind of give it away saying it's cinnamon. Since cinnamon's there, again, I can't help but think of a snickerdoodle cookie, just fresh baked, nice again, the baked bread, the toasted bread, the vanilla, the nice cinnamon. It's just all there, and it seems to go so well together. This is a sipper for sure. I would call it that because of just the bourbon. What's the ABV on this? Sorry for letting you guys down. Come on now. I do not see it. I do not see the ABV on here. I thought for sure it would be here. It's up there for sure. Just on a taste, I'd put it up there 8, 9, maybe 10. Hard to say. But a very tasty brew here. It's pretty easy to drink, although I will still say it's kind of a sipper, something you would want to sip on and enjoy those flavors. Let it warm up a little bit, like I said. Savor all the intricacies of that. It's a rich beer, lots going on the palate, and you can really pull out the different aspects of it, and it's so great. Again, I almost wish I would have enjoyed this around the fall or the winter when the weather's a little warmer. These are the type of beers I like to enjoy during that time of year. But an excellent beer here. Cheers to Central Waters on this. Another great Midwestern beer. Thanks again to my buddy Brent. I know I've said thank you like 4 times, but I mean it, buddy. I can't. The thing about craft is the craft community is phenomenal. There's always people willing to share and to trade, which is great. And two, we don't have access to everything everywhere. So it's great to have friends to send you stuff. And I really appreciate it. This is a winner for sure. If you enjoy stouts, or if you enjoy bourbon barrel aged beers, or any kind of barrel aged beers, this is a great one to try. Lots of great flavors here, and it's just a very pleasant drinking beer. But again, cheers to Central Waters on this one. You guys have a great night. Take care.